Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good people, and welcome back to the Operation Heal 100 Hearts channel where we focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. So, as you guys know, I be doing my show reviews here and there, and I love the show reviews. That's my thing, right? So people was hitting me up asking me, do I watch Love and Marriage Huntsville? And I actually do watch it, right? But I was really hesitant about reviewing it because for the last couple of episodes in the last season, because their season is really long. Carlos King does this thing where they record one half and then they drop the second half, and it's a whole bunch of episodes, which I actually like, but I'm not used to because everybody else seasons for shows are kind of short, right? So the last couple of episodes on the second part of last season, which was season 7, I kind of was yawning, so I was like, I don't know if I'm reviewing this bullshit. But in any event, I said, you know what? People are asking me about it. It's a show that I watch. Fuck it. Why not? Let's get into it. So let's get into it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do a deep dive on this review. I kind of just took the nooks and crannies on this episode. I just kind of took the nooks and crannies out and was like, okay, I'm gonna give everybody the overview of what's going on thus far. All right, so we open up with season 8. If you're not a Love and Marriage Huntsville watcher, I suggest you probably go back. I don't want to say and start from season 1 because folks don't have time to catch up to 8 seasons, but maybe starting from like season 5. But the only reason why I think you would need to start from season 1 is because there is things that went on from season 1 that went on in season 5 that's now carrying on into season 8. That's what made me start fucking yawning at the last season because I'm like, no, we are not in season 7 still talking about what happened in season 2. Like, it irritates me. So anyway, yes, we are, unfortunately. The episode opens up where they're showing Melody then went on and hiked up her security around her house, around her business, so on and so forth, because she has gotten Martell arrested. Every time I start recording. Anyway, I'm so to say that I'm over Martell and Melody and their issues. That's an understatement. That's an understatement. I have never seen a relationship that is non-existent drag on so much. But you know what? I'm lying. Yes, I have. That's what happens in regular life. It just irritates me because it's happening on TV. Anywho, Melody has heightened up her security because what she is stating is that a while back, her and Martell, who is her ex-husband, yes, they are officially divorced, they made a tape, right? I'm guessing it's a sex tape. You know what? I'm doing a little thing. They married, 4 kids, so of course they've done things like that before. He had apparently started threatening her and saying that he was going to put the tape out and yada, 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 and say it wasn't him, it was somebody else. Just, again, constantly doing immature and antagonistic behavior that Martell goes on with, and he's been going on with since the inception of their divorce proceedings, right? So it's so annoying. So anyway, for her, she was like, listen, you're not going to smear my character, you're not going to smear my name, so I'm going to report this to the police. So she ended up reporting it to the police. The police felt like she had enough evidence to support that he was breaking the law, so they put out a warrant for his arrest. The only issue is that he didn't know she went to the police with this. He didn't know he had a warrant. So he went to go get some documentation or some paperwork or whatever. He went somewhere, and they let him know, sweetie, you actually have a warrant for your arrest, and can you come in here because we need to lock you up. So he's like, what the fuck? What am I getting locked up for? Like, and they like, so it was some charge like terroristic communication threats, or if they really hiked it up in Huntsville, but I guess they're able to hike it up to a way to where it's against the fucking law, and they kindly locked Martell ass up, right? So when the episode opens up, she's there saying, let me hike up security because he seems not to be mentally stable in the past, and him getting arrested is going to further his mental instability, and I don't want to deal with that bullshit. I don't want my kids dealing with that bullshit, so let me just get security because in case he try anything up over here, his ass will be locked up again, beat down and shot, God forbid, right? So she's discussing that with her security team, so on and so forth. And then they slide over to him, right? And Martell and Melody really, really get on my nerves. Because I'm going to have to be honest. Well, let me just stick with him. So now the camera slides on over to his place, and he's there with Mama Marlene. I think his mom name is Marlene, right? Yeah, Marlene. Marlene, right? Yes. So in any event, he's there telling Mama Marlene the whole story. Basically, I took one of my kids to soccer because he had the kids at the time. He got arrested. I took my kids to soccer. I went to drop this one off, that one off, and I made a stop to pick up some documentation. And in lieu of doing so, they told me I had a warrant and I was being arrested. And when they told me what I was arrested for, I was mortified. How can Mel do this to me? I've never done anything to Mel. And Mel, only thing I did to Mel was do exactly what she did to me. And Sweetie, you're the person and the reason why this marriage is over. The fact that you still go on with these antics, and a lot of people would say like, oh no, he goes on with these antics because that's to keep the show going, and if he don't do that, what's going to keep him on the show? And I honestly get that he needs some drama surrounding himself to keep himself on the show. I don't deny that. Find some other drama. Martell, you're not a bad looking guy. How about you start bringing some hoes on the show and show your dating life and all of the drama that could come with that? You being a single man trying to date again with 4 little kids, like that, there's drama surrounding those type of things. So why on God's green earth does your drama have to be connected to Melody? It makes you look so bad just as a man. And it didn't look no better. I was looking at Mama Marlene fucking Cool Runnings haircut. Miss Marlene got on my nerves. Miss Marlene got on my nerves because instead of her saying, listen, because once again, once things get to that magnitude where anybody's getting hurt, anybody's getting arrested, anything of the sort, this is a different conversation, right? This is a different conversation. So there's no more of the whole on the surface what just happened right now. We need to dig deep because we need to find a resolution because your ass can't keep getting locked up. So what Miss Marlene did, right, which I totally understand and respect because I see parents do it all the time, was she caught her and had compassion for and catered to and everything else her child in those moments. The thing that I think that Miss Marlene keeps forgetting is that Martell is not a child. He's your child, but he's not a child. So he does not need to be coddled and catered to and all of those other things. He needs to be told straight up, yo, bro, what is your actions and all of this? And whatever it is, let's minimize that bullshit because we don't have time for this. But instead, it's almost like, you know what? I just think that she should stop being so vindictive towards you. You do? I'm so happy, Miss Marlene, that you can see what Melody needs to stop doing. I can appreciate that. I just want to know, do you know what Martell needs to stop doing? Do you know that? Because telling him that, you know, she's mean and she's vindictive and she's petty and she's all these other things furthers his thought process of he needs to continue with his immature and bullshit behavior as well. And no, I'm sorry. It's not just Melody. It's Martell. And now I'm going to take it a step further by Marlene. It's more Martell than it is Melody. Okay, so I was there looking at her and I was like, Miss Marlene, the parent in you is a beautiful person, and that could be appreciated if you were dealing with a toddler in these moments. You dealing with an overgrown man with 4 fucking kids of his own. He needs to be held accountable, and he needs to make better choices. And antagonizing and aggravating and doing all this bullshit to this girl because she don't want to be with you or because she does not want to do what you want her to do, it's annoying to watch on the fucking screen. So I'm like, oh God. So anyway, that went on. He there with Mama Marlene. Melody was at her house hiking up the security, and then her brother was there. I like the brother. I've always liked the brother. I like the brother because the brother is very protective. I like that. He will go toe-to-toe with anybody for his sister. I can appreciate that. So he was just there basically saying like, yo, I seen it in the news. Martell got arrested. So I said, let me bring my ass down here because if he show up, I'm going to show out. Yeah, big bro. Yeah, so I like that. So Melody was talking to him about that. And then she was letting him know that she was going to be on Carlos King's podcast tour. Then Carlos King called on FaceTime, and she was there talking to Carlos, and she like, listen. He's like, listen, I heard Martell got arrested. Is everything okay? You good? Because you know you're supposed to appear on my tour. I want to make sure mentally you're stable, blah, blah, blah. She was like, listen, I'm good. I ain't checking for Martell. It is what the fuck it is, right? Anyway, they click on over to another scene where you see Stormy. I personally wasn't a fan of Stormy's. I wasn't a fan of Stormy's. I mean, something about, and once again, I tell people all the time, I'm learning to say, not that I dislike the person, but I like or dislike the character that they're playing on the show. Because again, I don't know these people in real life. You may not even act like this or any of the sort. You're just doing that to keep the, whatever. I don't know. Something about Stormy, I just was like, I guess. I like the fact that she was a hustler and she had built a beautiful business. I think that's beautiful. I like Courtney, the husband. I think my son is chill bills. He like, I ain't got no time for this fuck shit or these cameras. But okay, boo, that's another bag for you. So I'm a fake participate. But I guess for Courtney, for Stormy. Anyway, she showed up. They were showing she had some form of a transformation, and she was going to visit Miss Nell. Another one I could have did without. Once again, I thought Miss Nell's husband was cool, but she was another one that, I don't know. I feel like what happened with the character, what I perceived of her character was, I thought she was coming on a show to play like the elderly woman that was going to try to keep it together and, basically keep the peace and be like the Karen Huger of the show. But then somewhere along the way, I realized that she was kind of drama filled too. And then, I don't know, the yelling and then sometimes it was like unnecessary. I didn't really care for Miss Nell. That's it and that's all. That's the long and short of that. Anyway, Stormy and Miss Nell was getting together, right? Hey girl, hey, how you doing? They sat down and talked, catch up, yada, yada, yada. One of the first people they brought up was Kiki. Kiki is Tisha's cousin. I mean, I didn't see it for Kiki neither. I didn't see it for Kiki, but I understood some of the things that Kiki did, right? Kiki had some tactics on there that I just was looking at her like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I understood why she was doing some of the things she was doing on the show from the way she described it. It's just, once again, I felt like she was an unnecessary character, in my opinion. I'd rather Miss Wanda, right? But anyway, Stormy starts sharing that Kiki did some BS last season and was, telling all the scenes, the deleted scenes, the behind the scenes from the last season, and lying saying her mother did it, and then somebody put out a video and the audio showing that she... Girl, plain old BS, that was unnecessary conversation if you ask me. But Miss Nell basically was saying in her confessional that she felt like last season Stormy ass was ready to go to bat for Kiki, and now she's sitting here looking cheesy because Kiki didn't show the ass. So I was like, okay, whatever. Right? So then after that, they brought up Martell and Mel and they're going to jail. And this right here is... I won't necessarily say it proves my point about Miss Nell, why I wasn't really caring about the character she played in the show, but just this part just annoyed me because, okay, they brought up that and she was like, you know what, I feel that, and what she said she felt was that that Melody should not have gotten her kid's father arrested. And my whole thing was when they brought Miss Nell on the show, they was making it seem like her and her husband was longtime friends of Melody and Martell, so you know what she's been going through with this man. At some point, some things have to stop. Some things have to stop. So you think she just woke up and said, well, let me get him arrested. You have to know that there's some reasoning behind why she did what she did. You've been around them a long time. But I want to say something about that too. I personally feel like, and I think the majority of the cast feels like this, and I think some of the folks that are fans who are not Mel-o-meters feels like this, that Melody can be evil and vindictive. Right? I think they feel that way. I think they feel like and I think that's why, instead of her feeling like, oh, Melody could have had a reason, I don't think they went through a lot, I think she was more so on the side of she can be evil and vindictive, and this was just another time of her doing so, and I don't agree with that. I mean, me personally, listen, whatever to get your ass to stop. So... I guess, right? So they gossip about that, boom, 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 and then they bring up Sunny and Destiny and Moses. I don't really know if I'm here for this storyline, which is why I don't know if I'm going to continue with this review. But y'all, listen, I'll keep y'all posted. So Destiny is one of the characters that I did like on the show. I like Destiny. I felt like she was pretty. I felt like she was witty. I felt like she wasn't scary. I felt like she was confident. And I felt like her drama on the show actually made some fucking sense, whether you agree with it or not, but you could see why it was there, right? Anyway, she had exited stage left before, and now she's returning. I was happy to see her back. I was like, okay, Destiny girl, good to see you back in the move and the groove. But when she returned saying that the boyfriend she left with, which was Moses, is now married to Sonny, and Sonny was Destiny's producer while she was on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So apparently when you're on reality shows, you get your own producer. All of the talents get their own producer. That's what I'm inclined to believe, because that's what I've been hearing. So, and I guess that person kind of goes through your scenes with you, kind of helps you, zhuzh it up to keep your spot on the show, so on and so forth, kind of lets you know when you're filming, who you're filming with, so on and so forth, right? So what it seems as though is that this was Destiny's personal producer, and they had a very good relationship according to Destiny. They were friends, and she actually got a chance to meet the producer name is Sonny, and she got a chance to meet Moses, and turn Moses out from the same neighborhood or area or town or some shit like that. So she would make jokes. I'm like, Moses, you my cousin. And one time she seen him at a cookout at her family house, and she said, he got to be my cousin because why you here? And he said, no, I'm not your cousin. I'm just here with a friend, and all this bullshit. So they was going to run in circles around Destiny, making Destiny feel like they was cousins, and meanwhile they was liking each other, and now they married, and they threw Destiny out on her ass. So that's what Nell and Stormy talked about, which, like I said, I don't know if I'm here for that storyline. Anyway, moving right along, you see Destiny. Hey girl, she's going to visit Letitia. I like Letitia. On the show, right? I think she's needed for the show. I do like her on the show. I like her husband Marcel on the show. I ain't gonna say I like him, the character he plays. No, I like him on the show. Because he would definitely get the BS going, right? So he's good to be there. Anyway, Destiny visited Letitia. They there catching up, yada, yada, yada. And here we go again with now Destiny giving her rendition of the Moses and Sonny story to Letitia. So Letitia like, what, girl? Who, girl, what? Girl, that ain't girl code. That's nasty. You sure she knew about Moses? She asking all these questions, and Destiny is like, listen, I ain't got no reason to lie. The bitch knew what was up. We was damn near like sisters, and she played in my motherfucking face so she could make sure I stayed off the trail of her and my man. And then when I look up, they exchanging nuptials. Okay. I was like, ooh, child. So anyway, Letitia like, girl, see this, and she already have her fucking issues with Marceau and his BS and or his BS that she assumed and everybody else assumed, but nobody has proved, and all this nonsense. So she was just looking like, girl, might not never. So anywho, as the conversation progresses, they start talking about Melody being on Carlos King's podcast. And they were saying, are you going out to support and yada, yada, yada. And both of them was like, I'm going to pass on that. Which is what I see a lot of content creators say about this show and reviewing it, because they said that the fans from the show will have you in drama that you don't want to be in because of the show and your review, right? So a lot of people have said they're returning this season, but they have stopped reviewing the show for like 2 or 3 seasons because of the fans, and mainly the Mel-o-meters. That is Melody's fan base. They said they will gnaw your fucking face off. They are like the Beehive. They are like the Barbs, from what I can understand. Right? So they was basically saying they are not going to no Carlos King podcast where they're going to be taping live and people in the audience going to be Mel-o-meters, and then they're going to start throwing darts and daggers at Letitia and Destiny, and next thing they know, they're in a physical altercation. They all over the shade room. So they was like, no, we're going to pass on that. We good on that. I was like, wow, damn. So they both said that they was not going. Stormy said she was going to think about going, but she had a family affair, but if she could swing both, she was. And I don't know what Nell said. I can't remember what Miss Nell said about going. Anywho, Then, for the last scene, they slide on over to the Carlos King podcast taping live. So he's there. He got Melody. He basically saying, we're going to go out in front of the studio audience. I'm going to ask you questions. You can refrain from answering the ones that you don't, but we would appreciate if you did answer them all and you kept it real. And she was like, no, I'll try to do my best. And the ones that I don't want to, I'll try to denounce as gracefully and as classy as possible. And he was like, okay, well, I know you well enough to get the hint when you don't want to answer something, blah, 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 right? So they go out there, they talk, and he starts saying to her that he heard she's never been to a prom, so tonight she's going to be the prom queen, and this, that. It was cute, right? He was asking a few questions. She was answering. Melody's mother was in the audience, and Stormy was actually in the audience, right? So as they talk and they start talking about the show and did she ever think, she would be at this point in her life on a TV show about her divorce and blah, 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 right? So as they talking about the show, Carlos was like, well, one of the things that actually happened on the show was that one of my producers actually married Destiny's ex, Moses. So Melody was like, yeah, I kind of remember that situation. That's crazy. He was like, yeah, it was, right? He was like, well, I really wanted to get some feedback from Moses and Sonny, the producer, because, we never really got the full story. So, again, Melody just sitting there like, yeah, that's crazy, all right. He was like, but you know what? She was like, what? He was like, they're here. Melody was like, I'm sorry? He was like, they're here. Come on out, Sonny and Moses. So Sonny and Moses came out on the stage. And in all fairness, they was trying to say Sonny and Destiny looking like. I was like, I do not see it. Right. I think that Moses is a very attractive man, right? He's handsome. I mean, I could see what Destiny and Sonny saw in him, right? But in any event, that was the end of the episode. So I guess we'll see on the next episode what came to pass with them being on the podcast. They will probably bring Kimmy out because I didn't get a chance to see Kimmy yet. Maurice. So I didn't get a chance to see him yet in Monster and the kids and maybe her son, Kimmy's son. And, we'll get to see the rest of the cast because they didn't say they wasn't on the show no more, right? We didn't see Nell's husband. We did see Stormy husband, Courtney, in the beginning. When they was talking about Martell getting arrested, he was like, there's some bullshit here now. I was cracking up because he always so cool. As you guys know, the other couple is no longer there. What's their name? I can't even remember their name, but they're not on the show no more. So I look forward to trying to review this season. If these people could keep me from yawning, if they're going to keep fighting about Martell and Melody and a divorce and the kid, if that's going to go on, because that's literally been going on since fucking season 2, I'm going to tap out. I cannot do this. I can't. But other than that, it seemed pretty good. They said we're going to have a good season. They're going to introduce some new key players. I guess we'll see how that goes. But in any event, you guys, I'm reviewing another show. Make sure you guys watch The Barnes Bunch. It comes on Friday, which is tomorrow, at 10 p.m. on WeTV. If you miss it there, go to the All Black Network and watch it, because I'm going to drop my review for episode 4 on Saturday. Go back and watch my reviews for episode 1, 2, and 3, okay? I enjoy the show. The Shy's coming back. I'm debating on if I want to review that or if I just want to kind of talk about it here and there, some hot topics. But I'm excited. I'm excited for all the shows coming back. Where's Bel-Air? I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoy Bel-Air. Where is Yellow Jackets? I really enjoy Yellow Jackets. Like, these are some shows that I watched that when the strike hit, I don't know if they're going to survive. But we'll see. We'll see. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really, truly appreciate you guys for all your support. Please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe. Please continue to watch my lives, hit the notification bell, and thank you. I really and truly appreciate you guys and enjoy your day.